Thank you for watching News Echoes. My name is Sheldon Johnson. We bring you the latest in information analysis so that you might have an informed opinion and take a quality decision. Today, we're going to look at serious issues. We'll be looking starting from Milan 2026, what's happening there. And then we'll be looking at what happened at the Kenyan election, that the results were unrecognizable even to the electoral commissioners. We'll also look at what is happening in other countries. And so we are having a full package for you today. And joining me in the studio is the own house researcher, Ambassador Nat Iyako. Ambassador Nat, you're welcome to the program.
Good morning, and thank you very much.
All the way from Moscow, Russia, is our intellectual analyst in Dr. Godwin Ibe. Dr. Godwin, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, viewers, for watching.
Of course, anchoring us from Milan is Mark Godwin. Mark Godwin from Milan, you're welcome to the program.
Good morning, Dr. Shagun. Good morning, viewers.
Everybody has been commenting on your hairdo. Is there any secret you want to tell us?
Okay. Well, the weather is warm in Milan, and the Afro hair wasn't helping. It became a little bit too heavy on me, so I decided.
Somebody said you are trying to look younger. Well, it's acceptable. Why not?
Thank you.
But the ball is in your court right now. Milano Cortina 2026. The Winter Olympics is coming your way. The skyscrapers are jumping up. Places are being developed, and the whole Milan is expecting us come 2026. May I ask if we all can come and do show during that Olympic time? Over to you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are so welcome, Dr. Shagun, and the great team of News Echo. Yes, in 2026, the Winter Olympics will be in Milan. It is officially called Milano Cortina 2026. It's going to be an international multi-sport event that will take place from February the 6th to February 22, 2026. Yes, Milan is going agog. You know, the white people are very good with arranging before time. They are not like Africans. Sorry to use that word. They prepare even before. I mean, 2026 is like 3-4 years away, but heavy preparation is going on. Milan, we are seeing new construction. The event center will be the stadium called San Siro, and San Siro is beginning to wear a new look. Beautiful arrangement is going on. They also want to make sure visitors, spectators will have a great time, not only in the game, but also as visitors in Milan. So new construction is going on. Beautiful. Road tracks.
It's so good to know that Milano Cortina 2026 is on gear right now. And but the people may ask you one question: will there be energy at that time? Because Italy is experiencing some problems with its energy passing from Russia through Sweden, and you want to tell us more? Is it Sweden or Switzerland? And you are having challenges in that area, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Shagun. Dr. Shagun, you're really abreast with what is going on. Yes, Italy is having energy problem with Switzerland. Somehow, the pipeline, the Gazprom pipeline that supplies energy to most European countries, passes through Germany and comes through Switzerland, then comes to Milan, and comes to Italy. So what we are having the past few weeks, there has been these very strong disputes because Russia, our brother here will attest to that, Russia has reduced supply, and everybody has to manage the little they have. So, and what that means is they are all cutting the distribution line. So the gas line coming from Swiss has been closed. I think they're planning to close it because Swiss has to manage the little that will be supplied coming from Germany. Now, okay. Italy be caught up. If we might have a very cold winter if alternative solutions don't come up.
No. You won't have a cold winter. You will just come back to the Adam and Eve situation. You cut down trees, and so you're coming back to that. It's my pleasure to welcome Diva Obooks. Obooks, you are welcome to the program.
Good morning, everybody. How are
Good
we?
morning.
Good morning.
You're looking very beautiful this morning. Lagos must be very good.
Thank you, Legend Shegu. It's always good to see you. Lagos is hot.
Lagos is hot. So is London and Milan. So is Moscow hot, Godwin?
I won't say so hot, but
Oh,
hot
okay.
enough. I won't say so hot.
Okay,
So in the
but I have a
70s,
serious question for you beyond being hot. Are you the one causing Italy problem? I mean, when I say you, I mean Russia, because the Gazprom is Russian and the gas and with all of these challenges, that will just make life easy for Italy.
Well, if it makes you happy to say that Russia is the cause, then maybe we might just go with that.
I'm very happy. Okay.
But come on, if you want to be serious, then you know that these sanctions is a boomerang effect that is affecting the EU. Every pipeline needs maintenance. It has a life cycle. It needs maintenance, and you can't expect constant supplies when there are disagreements. There's no stable policy between both the supplier, the transit country, which first of all will be Ukraine, and the pipeline, the Nord Stream, which goes to Germany, and of course the countries that were transiting countries in the EU. Russia has said clearly that maintenance was needed for the gas turbine. Siemens was supposed to fix it. But Russia sent it to Siemens in Canada, and instead of agreeing with Germany, with Russia directly on maybe canceling some of the sanctions that are concerned with the turbine, giving the license directly to Russia, negotiating with Russia, returning the turbine to Russia directly. Germany flew to Canada, agreed with the administration there, took the turbine, and now it's in Germany, and Russia is saying, wait a minute, it's our turbine, it's our contract. We call the shots on how we should receive our good, not you taking our turbine, which is ours, to Germany and telling us how you want to deliver it. By the way, the repairs that are necessary has not been done. Whether EU says this is true or false, the point is that there needs to be agreement between all sides. You can't be on a high horse calling the shot. You place sanction, you decide how Russia's turbine is, how it's transported, who is transported to, what quality of repairs should be done, not the one that Russia says needs to be done. It's very crazy. I mean, the politics, I don't
Also, let me just chip in, Doctor. One major problem that is causing all this is Russia wants people to buy gas in Russian rupees. And now the EU is saying this is breaching, this is going against the contract because there's an agreement, there's a contract, and the contract still applies. It's still moving on.
That's old news. That's old news. Countries are already paying in rubles. Italy, Germany, they're all paying in rubles. That's already, it's not the problem. The problem is the sanctions and how to evade the sanctions. They need a license. Germany needed a license from Canada that they willingly, voluntarily evade the sanctions.
But Dr. Goodwin, you are so happy that Russia is being paid in rubles. But we'll come back to that. Let me get to Ambassador Nat.
Why? I'm not getting the money.
Ambassador Nat, we understand that African countries may be the gaining one from all of these when the Europeans are fighting themselves one way or the other. Yeah, they are approaching African countries. The only problem is that they don't have these turbine and pipelines under the ocean, so they'll be taking away the gas by ship. So, to what extent do you think countries like Nigeria will gain from this?
Well, the main challenge is corruption in everything. We have seen from our history that our challenges are always embedded in the level of corruption in the system, because there's nothing that is done in Nigeria that doesn't have corruption as
So you
part
mean in them approaching Nigeria, they will not make some gain from it?
I really don't see because even in approaching Nigeria, the Nigerian end will ask for something before they can be approached. And so when you do such transaction under that environment, honestly, there's really not much to gain.
Yeah, but with the entrance of the NNPC Limited, you think that will make life easy to get revenue for Nigeria, especially at a time like this? Italy will need us.
The NNPC Limited may be worse than what we saw in the regime of the NNPC, because nothing has changed. The same people are being retained. Mele Kyari just changed his nomenclature. The same people, nothing has changed, and so we don't expect anything to change. We don't. In fact, people are now positioning themselves to see how much they are going to make from the NNPC Limited.
Okay.
You see, we are not serious as a nation.
Yeah, maybe we should just take a program to look at this NNPC Limited in the coming weeks, because I mean the government just shoved it down our spine. And but let me ask Diva Obux, are you in Abuja or you are in Lagos?
I'm in Lagos.
Okay, the Lagos woman, of course. Yes, you see, the life of Nigeria as it is rotates around oil, and the world still needs oil, they need gas, and now Nigeria has gone to privatize NNPC. Ambassador Nat said it's only in name, and do you think we can really make something out of this gas and oil, apart from buying oil from Niger, the refined oil from Niger, like we've gone to sign memo of understanding with them?
Unfortunately, I have to agree with Ambassador Nat. Everything in Nigeria is a double-edged sword. You win some, you lose some. It's a system. The system is corrupt, whether we like it or not. I'm very patriotic. I like to think good things about Nigeria, but what you see is what you get.
Now you come from the oil producing area of Nigeria.
Yes.
How do you feel seeing that the oil production in Nigeria is not being utilized to develop the country? And even though your area, physical area, environmental area is being degraded, and yet the nation is not.
It's very sad. It's very sad. It's very unfortunate. And I always tell people that it's embarrassing to go to Delta State. It's very embarrassing, because I tell people that with the amount of resources that we have in and around our state, when they ask you where you're from and you want to say I'm from Delta State, you're supposed to say I'm from Delta State.
Wow.
Yes, because we have so much money. We have so much. We have too much resources, and the government is just killing the people. The talking about the environmental protection laws and policies that surround the state or even the country, nothing is being implemented. People are dying from soot, and they're still flaring in the area. With all the technology in the world that is available now for provision of power, it's a really sad situation.
Wow.
I don't know where we're going to really, but I hope that with the new government coming in next year, that things will improve and get better for the people.
Well, it's always a prayer. It's always a hope and a prayer, isn't it, for the next government?
Yeah.
Well, Mark in Milan, we'll have to leave it with you like that. Milano Cortina 2026. We hope the energy situation will improve. We will have to seek the face of Nigeria to help you get some gas and oil to heat up your country very soon. And I'm
they
so
should beg
happy.
us. We'll give them. We let them beg us. We'll give them small.
Yes, let Italy be on his knees. Nigeria will
Yes,
consider it.
beg. We'll beg. We'll give them small.
Yes, recently the Kenyan election was conducted, and results came out that the Deputy President William Ruto was declared the winner, but with so many contradictions. 4 out of 7 electoral commissioners said they could not recognize the results that their chairman declared. The chairman declared that Ruto obtained 50.49% of the votes, while Raila Odinga, the continuous recurring challenger, obtained 48.85% of the votes. And he said he's going to contest it, especially when 4 commissioners says the results were unrecognizable. In-house researcher, Ambassador Nat, can you tell us more? What is going on? Wafula Chabugati, the electoral commissioner, the chairman, is he making up the number, or you think Africa cannot conduct a simple election in his lifetime?
Well, my opening statement on this Kenya issue is Kenya needs our prayers and support in such a time like this.
What do you mean?
Because Kenya is supposed to be a shining light in East Africa and the whole of Africa. We remember Jomo Kenyatta and the Mau Mau movement, and they fought for independence. But what we are seeing now, many years thereafter, there was election, but the Kenya system has been so technologically planned and streamlined that almost everybody knows the result right from the ward level to the counties and to the provinces. And so there was no room for manipulation. You see, but
And how did the chairman come out with these results?
the chairman, because of his integrity, transparency, and speaking true to the power, he announced what the votes cast by the people. And it's very interesting. The characters, or the people involved, the 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 president himself, Uhuru Kenyatta, has a lot to explain with the number of those, because those 4 judges were his appointees, and they wanted the election to go maybe to Odinga, because Kenyatta has been fighting William Ruto since the day of the inauguration, and they fought to the extent of going to the Hague. Is it the Hague now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, International Court for Criminal Justice or so. How on earth, we've never had it, that the president and his vice will go to that criminal court, and then all of a sudden the court says they can go home because the witnesses who are supposed to come forward just disappeared. But the this election now, nobody gave William Ruto any chance, because the president was supporting, and is still supporting, Raila Odinga. Odinga, 77 years old. Odinga's family and Kenyatta, we know how they have been at each other's throat all these years. And Kenyatta thought that this time around, let us give it to Odinga. But the people are saying no. We want the vice president to be the next president, and the polls gave the elections to Williams. But there's serious crisis brewing. In fact, they have started fighting in Odinga's area. The Kukuyis this time around are divided between Rahila and Ruto. And so, but we thank God there was an independent electoral and boundary commission, and the chairman has made history again for Kenya. And we remember 2007 or 17, that was the last election. You remember how the Kenyatta, the current president, Uhuru Kenyatta, he unleashed the judiciary. In fact, he called them names. We have never had in any country, even in Africa, where the president will slam the judiciary, will threaten them. There's no word negative.
For the sake of our listeners
Time.
and viewers,
Yes.
The last election, that is the one in 2017, the judiciary upturned it and said they should go for another election. And so Kenyatta, the ongoing president, then lashed the judiciary and called them all sorts of names. I'm just trying to remind our viewers and listeners what happened in that election. So, in essence, let me ask other members here. Mark, what do we know from Ruto being made? They said they can't recognize the result.
Yes, sir. It's a saga going on there, very dramatic. William Ruto was declared winner of the Kenya presidential election on Monday, but we've been witnessing violent protests from his defeated rivals, claiming that it was rigged and asking for some other things on the election. So tensions are high since Monday, but they've announced William as the winner. So, like Ambassador Nat said, Odinga, the other president, the other contestant, is issuing very strong messages to all the other contestants also to come out and, seek for a regress on this whole thing. So it's not a good story we are seeing there. This should be Kenya's fifth presidency since independence. I think Kenya took independence from Britain in 1963, but they've had a long period of time when one person held the country down. But now that a new dawn has come, we are seeing it play out with violent protests, with what they call rigging, and we don't know. We hope this doesn't spiral around other African countries that will be going to elections very soon.
So Nigeria should be careful. This kind of thing, Dr. Ibe. The major problem in Kenyan election has been tribal. The big tribe there has always been trying to overcome the smaller one. And Raila Odinga, whom I've personally interviewed here in London, is always at the receiving end. The last election that Uhuru Kenyatta was eventually enthroned, the American government, foreign governments had to intervene so that there would be peace in Kenya. All what they wanted wasn't justice, but peace. And they had to be begged, they had to be pacified. So this tribal politics, may I add religious politics, how long will it continue to becloud the thinking of the voters in Africa?
Very good question. For as long as humanity exists, religion will always cloud our mentality, because we have to kind of answer the life after death or the God factor. But allowing it to cloud our sense of reasoning to the point that when we select a candidate that doesn't represent our best interest is what we say in Nigeria, juju, yeah. But this result have shown that the Kenyans have put common sense above tribalism. And it's not just a trend which we're likely to see in Kenya. We're going likely to see it on a wider scale. There are lots of lessons to learn from this result. The first is the tribalism, like you said. The second is the age. Age is becoming a factor, and Africans are beginning to say, well, the last generation, the results we have now, we should let the young, at least let's give them a try. You understand? The third is the effect of electronic votes, social media. When these things are transmitted live, it's difficult to read. Let's put it this way. But we cannot assume that no rigging attempts were made. But we can say that it's much more difficult to rig when there's electronic voting and the results are transmitted live in real time. So these are the major maybe points we can get from this election. But it's good to see that the will of people have been respected. Let's hope it will happen in Nigeria. When you were talking about the incumbent, I couldn't help think about Osinbajo and his political ambitions. It's no secret it's not unusual for the incumbent to or the current president to be against his vice. Especially in Africa, we see it not just on a national scale, we see it on a local scale where your brother is against you. The least person who you think will be against you, will actually be against you and be supporting your rival just to spite you, not because he believes in his ideologies or what he's going to do. So this is nothing new. I believe it will continue for a while.
Thank you, Doctor. Diva Books, you are a practicing politician and you just came out of an election. Listening and watching what has happened in Kenya, where there are challenges and leading to riots and protests, would you like to project a little bit for Nigeria come February 24? How do you think we can avoid such protests? What do we need to do? What lessons can we learn from Kenya? We're trying at the moment with electronic presentation. That is, they will never use a manual for you. Everything will be digital, and will that solve our problem? Even transmission will be electronic transmission of results. You think we can learn any lesson from Kenya?
Well, Nigeria is a peculiar, country as far as everything is concerned. I always tell people when you come to Nigeria, everything is different. I am hoping and praying that we can learn, but I see a situation where it's going to be quite similar to what's going on, because there's a lot of bad talk in the country going on about different issues concerning our elections coming up. The Muslim ticket issue, all the issues surrounding the PDP, with Wike doing his drama, and His Excellency Peter Obi, with all his media followership and all the rest of it. But there's hope. There's hope. I do hope that, with what's going on in Kenya now, it's going to be a lesson for Nigerians to understand that votes actually do count, because the general talk out there is that what's the point if you go and vote, it's not going to count, they're going to do what they want to do. But with modern technology that we have now, the electronic voting and all the rest of them coming up, live voting and results coming back, immediately. Well, we hope that it will come to a situation where we have a similar situation in Nigeria where votes actually do count, and when people actually vote for the candidates that they want to be our next president and our governors and the rest of them, our leaders, that we have true results. It all boils down to, it's not about religion, it's not about ethnicity. It's about who is the best candidate, who is the best man for the job, or woman, as it were.
Okay.
Who is the best person to lead?
Let me just pause you. We are interactive, and we have a comment from someone. who has just put in Druggy, his name. He says this has been the most peaceful election here in Kenya. It is true that there are protests immediately after the declaration, but there has been no more protest ever since. Well, that's what he's telling us. But I would like to know the country where Druggy is writing from, because the information we have here is writing from Kenya.
It says here in Kenya.
Yes, Kenya.
Here in Kenya. That's interesting. So please, we want more interactive comments. We want the whole world to know the true position, and that's why we're here. Diva Books. I'm sorry, I'm going to pause you there because we go on a short break. When we return, no human being is stealing in Nigeria anymore. It is forbidden. Only the animals have taken over. Termites are eating money right now in Nigeria. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Schengen Story magazine is an African international bi-monthly magazine based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. The articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books are also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. Get Schengen Story magazine's full editions. Celebrating Africans make an impact. Read better, the inside story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you. Your monthly dose of entertainment. A better mind keeping you updated.
Hashtag Schengen Story magazine. Get Schengen Story magazine full editions.
When I wrote the book, The Final Solution, the Lord gave me some things in the spirit realm to see going to happen here. And that is why you need to get a copy of this book, not because of the purchase, but because of the contents. We've not spent 2 weeks. Now we have seen the problem in Ukraine, Russia, and Belarus, Donetsk, Luhansk, and all the other surrounding nations, talk less of the Western countries and the Eastern countries. We want to pray that this stops where it is. Some people are even imagining a third world war. I pray that there'll be no third world war. But we need to know the solution to all of these problems, and they are well packaged in that book, The Final Solution. The amount of money is next to nothing. Go to Amazon and buy this book. Go to the Kindle, go to KDP and buy this book. It's very important. So it is in Amazon and Kindle. And of course you can purchase the paperback, but it's not about the money. It's about the contents to have solution to Ukraine, to Russia, to the West, to the East, and indeed all parts of the world. Do get a copy and let's start operating the solution of God to our time.
Hi there, I'm Mary Keurig, and I am a businesswoman in the United States, but I'm also the Global Content Vice President for the Sub-Saharan Open University in Nigeria. I could not be prouder to work with Dr. Osita Anamika and his team on helping to create not just entrepreneurs and skill-based talent that will get out into the workforce and make a living for themselves, but also young leaders. And to that end, with this integrity-rich university environment that's accredited now, and it's just an amazing opportunity for anyone there of any age to jump on board and learn, we want to let you know about a new offering that we have. We have a global governance and diplomacy course now provided by a whole team of people that crosses several countries to put together these resources and lots of great information for those of you who might be on the path toward public service and diplomatic service, NGO leadership, that sort of thing. We hope that you will walk through this open door and enjoy.
Thanks for staying with us. It's News Echoes. And we understand that in Nigeria, there is a social calamity going on, animals eating the money. And I use the word eating because that's the word they used. People will recall that sometime in years back, an official claimed that snake has eaten some millions of naira kept in the bank or in the safe. And then later, another official said monkeys came to steal the money. Now, the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund, while sitting in front of the Senate committee, said that they cannot produce 17.1 billion spending voucher because termites have eaten the vouchers, and therefore they have spent 17.1 billion naira without any paper to justify it. Let me give it to our in-house researcher. What do we know?
Thank you very much. My reaction, this is not a new story. It's not new. I mean, it might be happening now, but it's not new. We remember the same thing happened in JAMB, Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, and one or two other organizations where snake swallowed billions or millions of naira. And as soon as you cannot account for your expenditure, then something else or somebody else has to give account. And this is what we're witnessing. Is the termite story seems to be a bit reasonable. That termites, yes, termites can destroy your the property in your house, the things in your box. So with termites, destroying payment voucher is not new. It's possible. It's
And so that is the end of the accounting for 7.1 billion naira. Termites have eaten it full stop. So people said they now go to Nigeria with spray insect killers. They are ready to spray anybody, any bank manager. But let me ask the lady of books. Lady of books, the story from your country does not stop us from laughing. How laughable are the termites in your country, Lady of books? You have to unmute yourself.
Let me say that this time, like I'm about to not say the story is better this time. At least it's the vouchers that the termites ate, not the actual money. Otherwise, we would have to wonder how 17 point something billion was left around for termites to eat. But hey, what can I say? Termites ate the vouchers. Termites ate the vouchers. Yeah, that's what it is. It's sad. It's very sad though. But it's what we have here. It's what we live with. It's what the government has thrown at the people. It's unfortunate that even though we have a judiciary, I can almost confidently say that no further investigation is going to be done into this issue. Just
so
like in the ones
under the carpet.
That's what's going to happen. It's happened over and over again, and I believe it's still going to happen in
the
future
because
of
the federation also suspended and is being investigated. of over
Nothing,
200 billion naira, and we're still waiting.
nothing is going to come of it. Nothing is going to come of it. It's
Oh.
it's sad that we don't have the confidence that we ought to have, even in our legal system. You know,
But
the
many
spheres
people
of
thought the Buhari administration will never permit such a thing, especially termites eating. He will have sprayed them out.
you can't spread them out in Nigeria. Termites are termites. In Africa, you have animals, you have cockroaches, you have insects doing wonderful things. Somebody actually posted a video on one of my political groups, and a rat was unzipping a lady's handbag and took out some money from the from the purse, and tagged it. After now, you people will say rat cannot chop money. I mean, okay, in English that means people are going to say it's not possible for rats to eat money, but this is a true live video of a rat actually unzipping a purse and taking out the money.
Now, let us remind our viewers that the money we're talking about concerns the pension scheme
Yes.
that the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund is supposed to keep for people who have worked and served their nation, and they have done a lot of work to make sure that they don't suffer the latter part of their lives. There are some smart Nigerians who have removed their pension scheme from this one. And of course, the NSITF, as it's abbreviated, is an offshoot of the National Provident Fund. Dr. Godwin Ibe, in your country, Russia, if you are found or termites are found in your house eating government money, what will happen to such people?
Look, let me start by saying that all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others.
Some termites are more equal, isn't it?
So anyway, we are underestimating these animals because these animals, they eat not only money, they eat products and services. They also eat solid, liquid, and gas. so, let me put it in context. Our Austin Ovuru, the former chief executive officer of Seplat Energy, said 80% of our oil is stolen by thieves. Tony Elumelu, chairman of United Bank of Africa, said 95% of our oil disappears. So it's not limited to solid form. It's both liquid, gas. It's absolute. How do I say? It's absolutely crazy, the situation in Nigeria. And you asked about Russia. Well, I don't think there's any country that there is no corruption, but I have seen a lot of news. For example, recently I was reading about the news of the golden cop that was arrested in Russia. There's a traffic officer who handed out driver's licenses for money, and he was arrested recently and prosecuted. He was called the golden cop. So I don't believe that we should make any country the exception. But what is happening in Nigeria is abnormal. It's not something you can see anywhere else. It's not something you would consider logical in Russia or logical in some other country if it's not Nigeria. And this is a very serious problem because we have imported about let's take 2020 that we have the statistical figures. We exported about 7.6 billion of we imported 7.6 billion of refined petroleum products, but at the same time exported just 9 billion. So how do we survive if we are importing refined products that are equivalent of the sum of the oil that we're exporting, and then we have not been able to reduce the cost of production to $10, as was announced a few years ago? We're still having a cost of production at about $30, which is does not generate enough revenue for us to be able to offset, especially in this time and this opportunity where we have high oil prices. So the corruption in Nigeria, as Ambassador Nat has said, has made it possible for us not to take advantage of trends, economic trends, political trends, geopolitical trends. We just cannot take advantage of any of them. And that's very unfortunate.
It's a very unfortunate situation. And we hope someday the trend of using animals to steal government money will stop. Mark, what's your impression?
The trend of using, I actually was backstage laughing, even though we have quite a number of people following us, impressive number. Yes, sir. It's a sad one, but let's take note that it's about transparency, and Nigeria is not the only one in that index. Many countries also lack that transparency quality. We have so many countries like Somalia, Syria, South Sudan. Many of these countries also are like us too. But it's sad that Nigeria is in that category because we can do better. People are entrusted with things and they come up with stories. Animal heads, rat heads, termites. Now we're hearing the termites. When I had that, I was saying, another one. So this is where we
God
find
knows
out.
the next animal. God knows the next animal. Nigerians, I don't know. You see, you cannot jail animals. You can jail a human being. So it's so easy to say it is the animal who has stolen it. Well, we just hope one day someone will come and spray all the termites in the country. And Ambassador Nat, El Rufai, Kaduna State Governor, came out openly with a letter to the president saying that there is a parallel government in the state that he swore to uphold his security. To what extent is this surrendering the sovereignty of Nigeria to an unknown banditry group? Can you please bring us up to date? How can a governor, a sitting governor, raise up his hands and say there is a parallel government, which means sovereignty is lost? Please help us.
Well, thank you very much. You see, when Governor Nasir Yarifai makes a statement, we should take that statement very, very seriously. Apart from some political statement he will make, when Nasru makes a statement, take him very, very seriously. I think he's one of the few governors in Nigeria, maybe the only one who has the courage, the guts to tell the truth as it is, say it as it is. The governor of Borno State, Professor Zulum, has also been saying something similar to that, where the Boko Haram people have taken over some local government in northern Borno State, and they are running the government of that place. They have ministers, they have commissioners, they have people who are collecting taxes, they have people who issue permits to farmers to go to the farm after paying some money. See, but the Kaduna State thing by Nasir Yarufai, we know how strategic Kaduna State is, not only to the northern region, but even to the south, where we know how many attacks Kaduna State has experienced from the bandit. They went to the NDA, killed some officers. They went to Federal School of Forestry. They went to a university. They have gone to everywhere. And we remember when Gumi visited some of these bandits in the forest, the bandits told them that they are after Yarufai, they want to kidnap him or adopt him. And then the Buhari thing came in. It is very sad, it's very unfortunate that in the 21st century, year 2022, we are talking about not being able to secure the country. We are not able to protect life and property. We are not able to. The
But
federal government.
Ambassador Nat, you are a
Yes.
respectable gentleman in Nigeria, and a sitting governor is saying that there is a parallel government. I mean, is not that mind blowing? That are we? Is that a country? Is there a country? Because a part of the territory has been taken away.
Yeah, because we have noted in the past, especially in the past 2 or 3 years, the government has lost control of the security apparatus. We find non-state actors now providing security for their environment and maybe their local government, and the federal government, who constitutionally should protect everybody, cannot even protect themselves. The Kuje prison, they went in to the prison and released the Boko Haram, or the terrorists went into the prison and released their fellow prisoners. And these same prisoners went back into the forest as terrorists, and they are the people threatening to abduct.
Okay, I have one more question for you before I go
Yes,
to Diva Books.
yes.
Uh, does it mean, like people have suggested, that the government is privy to this taking over of the Nigerian nation? That is, the government is supporting them, if not overtly, then tacitly. To what extent will the government will have been involved in all of this taking over a nation?
I think I had the privilege of watching a video that has gone viral on this platform. This is most recent in Plateau State, around Riom, Barkinladi, Kuru, that's in Jos North, of where a gentleman was telling the whole world that the terrorists are working in concert with the government. And when he said government, especially the federal government, the government is working in concert with the terrorists. They supply them arms. They supply them all they need to destroy the people and seize their land, rename the land, and that's it. So the government cannot be, and the way we have seen the government handle these security challenges give us room for concern to think
Let,
that government is
let me
aware.
ask those who are living in Nigeria. Diva Books, you live in Nigeria. At the moment you are in Lagos, does it mean you cannot just take your car and drive straight to some parts of Kaduna State and say, well, I have come, I'm a Nigerian, I've come to do business or come to visit? Is that what it means?
That's exactly what it means. Don't even try it. Don't even go there. I have been a frequent traveler by road in Nigeria for many, many years. I've always been given to the fact that I can just get in my car and drive to anywhere I want to go to. I've gone cross country to Abuja, Kaduna, as far as Kano. Um, I like to drive. I like to travel by road because I want to know different places, the different scenery and all of that. But recently, my son said to me, I want to go to Benin. Benin is what? 3 hours from Lagos,
Mm.
And I said to him, please go by air, because they're everywhere. Even yesterday, there was a case of an ambush of some trucks in somewhere in Oyo State, where there were loads and loads and loads of bandits in the truck with AK-47s and their motorcycles, and they were just moving into the state. And Ametokun, intercepted them and arrested them. So the situation is bad in Nigeria. I promise you, the security situation is not funny. They are moving closer and closer into Abuja. There are more and more cases being recorded in the city center, where they are finding black spots, as it were, of hideouts with, going in there, finding guns, all sorts of charms, and all kinds of things. All kinds of
Yes,
things.
but madam, I want to ask you, how could the government, and when I say the government, I mean Mr. President Buhari, how could he sleep, knowing fully well that he has lost about a third of the northern part of the country. How will the president, and it will be when he swore to an oath that he will defend the integrity of the territoriality of Nigeria, how will he be able to sleep when we know what other countries do to defend an inch of their country?
Recently, President Biden made a very powerful speech about how he was going to protect his people no matter what it takes. I sat in my living room and I clapped for him. I gave him a very resounding round of applause for that speech. And I really don't know how not just our president but the whole government, and we got the situation of the Senate protesting and saying they were going to impeach the president because of the security. If nothing is done about the security issue, and they were going to wait for 6 weeks before, if things don't improve, they are going to do this and they're going to do that. But guess what? Nothing's going to happen.
It has fizzled out. Dr. Ibe in Russia, isn't this a very out of the moon story? I mean, moon tales by the moonlight. It's unimaginable. I'm a student of political science. The first thing I was taught is that government must protect the integrity of the territory of a nation, and so I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked. So, Dr. Ibe, what's your reaction?
My reaction is I was a bit taken back by the statement the president should be worried about losing territory. Has he lost the territory, or he's been gifted to the recipient?
Is it a gain for him?
Is it a loss or is it a gain? You have to, if you say that this, like Ambassador Nat said, that the terrorists are working in concert with the government. So how can you call it a loss? It's a loss for us, but it's a gain for whoever is working in concert with the terrorists.
So tell me, Dr. Ibe, why are we having election come February 25, 2023? Why are we having election? What territory will that new president be governing? On the handing over date, half of Kaduna, you can't govern it. Half of Borno is gone. Half of Zamfara is, 3/4 of Zamfara is gone. Is that what they will be saying on that day? That the presidential handing over?
No, once the security situation is dealt with, all those territories, it'll be easy you can get it back. Well, the point is that
get what back?
The lost territories or the gained territories, however, depending on what angle you look at it from, because this is a question of relativity. It's a question of relativity here by Einstein, from the observer perspective. But to add to what Diva Book said, going by road is 150,000 naira. Yeah, but going by flight is 150,000 naira. But going by road is 30 to 50 or 100 million, depending on the kidnapper, right? So it's business. It's business sense. It's business sense, not just the safety sense, but it's economic sense to travel by flight.
Okay, all right. We're just coming to the end of the program. So sorry to cut you short. Mark, will you be going to Nigeria? And what states do you think you'll be visiting?
Yes, sorry, sir. I want to also say that let's not be surprised that soon these terrorists will learn aircraft piloting, and we'll be having flight terrorism, because that's where it's coming to now. If they realize that more of the passengers are now going off from the road, so I mean, yes, they are intelligent.
Yes. They invaded the train. They invaded the train, didn't they?
They invaded the train. So they will be invading the airport. If probably, maybe not necessarily hijacking a flight, but maybe targeting airports, airstrips, and all corners where plane take off and land. So it's a serious thing we're discussing here. If
the senators, sorry, Mark, if the senators want to remove Buhari, they better do it now. I mean, he's qualified for removal as far as we see from here, because what he swore to defend is no longer defending, and it can only be done democratically. And they started it. They said they wanted to remove him. Don't waste time. Somebody has called in. He said, "What do you think is going to be the fate of the nation if Governor Peter Obi wins? Do you think these bandits will try to make his leadership a chaos?" We will answer that question by next week, if Peter Obi should win, will Nigeria have better security? That's the question someone is asking us. But we don't have time. My duty is to thank the lady in the house, Lady Diva of Books. We always enjoy when you come in-house researcher, Ambassador Nat, our man from Moscow, Russia, Dr. Godwin Ibe, and of course, Mark in Milan. Thank you very much until we come to Milano Cortina 2026. This is us signing out. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.